Welcome to Gold Derby. I'm senior editor Denton Davidson here with an Emmy nominee and Gold Derby Award winner who also happens to be the artist formerly known as Showbird on The Masked Singer, Yvette Nicole Brown. Yvette, you
Yeah.
said in one of your clue packages that your first flame was singing. So talk about how you decided to come back and showcase this talent on The Masked Singer.
Yeah, I was actually blessed to be signed to Motown Records under Michael Bivins when I was a teenager and was a part of the East Coast family with Boys to Men. And music was everything to me, my first love, but it didn't love me back. So I shifted when I moved to LA and started going into acting, and then acting took off, and music was just something that I love that I never got to do unless it was as a character. So this is the first time I'm kind of coming back and getting to sing in my own voice for everybody to hear. And I hope they liked it.
Is that a piece of, of Showbird next to you,
This
or
is a piece of Showbird. I have three of her little feathers. And this green was actually, or the pink actually was a Easter egg because I'm an AKA, Alpha Kappa Alpha, and our colors are pink and green. So Showbird was originally just yellow and green, and then they added a little bit of pink to kind of be a little nod to my sorority.
wow?
Just
Well, I
a
mentioned you were a Gold Derby Award winner, and that was for the Ensemble of the Year for Community in 2012. Your
yes.
ambassador clue was your community co-star Joel McHale, who appeared on The Masked Singer numerous times. Had you seen him on the show before, or had you watched much of the previous seasons?
Absolutely. I watch every season. And I think a bigger clue as to why it was probably me is this is the first year I didn't post about the premiere. Every year when the Masked Singer comes out, I'm like, guys, Masked Singer is tonight. And it was crickets. I haven't said anything about the Masked Singer this season. So that should have been a tip off to people that I was one of the masks. But yeah, Joel's being my ambassador kind of, I think, told everybody. I think
Yeah,
as soon as he
that
saw it
was a
was
pretty big clue.
really big clue. And then also the popcorn from Drake and Josh was there, and the gavel from Black Lady Sketch Show was there. So I think if anybody knew anything about my career at all, they probably knew it was me before I sang one note.
Well, and Ken got it right, and when Ken gets it right, things there's some
Yeah,
pretty obvious clue in there.
absolutely.
He's
Absolutely.
on a hot streak this year because he got John Elway last week too. Uh,
Yeah, he's pretty good.
What was it like up there when you heard him say your name? Do you get a little nervous when that happens, or are you just is that fun?
You know what? It's through the years, it's been really flattering because the people that he's guessed as me have been like some of the greatest singers ever. I think he guessed me for when Amber Riley was on. I'm like, come on, man, it's Amber Riley. But so it's always fun when he does it. And it's funny that when it's finally me, my name did not come out of his mouth the first week. So I'm like, did he know or did he not know? You never know with Ken.
And they also guessed Taraji P. Henson and Sheila E. So those are fun
Yes.
comparisons.
I mean, I can't be upset about any of and Kerry Washington and Jennifer Hudson. It's like, come on, these are amazing singers. So it was pretty cool.
In your two episodes, you took on some big voiced songs. You sang
Yes.
Just Fine by Mary J. Blige, Let's Hear It for the Boy by Denise Williams, and you sounded great up there.
Oh,
What did
thank
you
you.
think about those song choices? It looked like you were having fun.
Just Fine scared the mess out of me because it's a very fast song and it's a lot of lyrics. And I'm of a certain age now where my brain is bad. So I really didn't know if I was going to be able to remember all of those lyrics. And then we got, little dance moves as much as Showbird could move with her little big caboose behind her. So I was just I'm always wanting to do a good job and to provide a good bit of entertainment. So adding the extra layer of I gotta sound good, look good, remember these steps, and make sure that everybody gets what they need out of this moment, and then also delight Ken. It was a lot. And as for Let's Hear for the Boy, Denise Williams is one of the greatest singers the world has ever seen, and she is a soprano, and I am not. So I was really nervous about some of those notes that she has, but I think I did okay. I'm proud of myself. I'm just proud that I did it. I'm proud that I did it.
And you were obviously a big music fan growing up. Who was your favorite singer or artist? Who did you listen to the most?
Oh wow. Whitney Houston for women, Michael Jackson for men. And then I loved CeCe Winans. I think CeCe Winans is so underrated in the greater span of music. I think in the gospel, contemporary Christian area, she's the biggest. But I think across the board, I don't think people realize what a gift CeCe Winans has vocally. She's amazing.
She would be great on The Masked Singer.
She would be great. I'd know her first note she sang,
Yeah.
I would know it was her. And also the Layla Hathaway is someone else that's very underrated. Her voice is that deep that she has is second to none.
Showbird was one of the most extravagant costumes and also had one of the biggest heads. So, what
Yes.
was it like to perform inside that? Was it tough to move around or did you get the hang of it?
It was tough to move around, and I think she had the biggest head because my head is actually very large. So I think they're like, how do we encase this dome that Yvette has? So yeah, it was heavy. I'm not gonna lie. She was a heavy girl. Heavy on the head was heavy, and then also her caboose was heavy. So I had like a shoulder harness under my vest, and there's 5 or 6 layers. You have your socks and your shoes, and I mean, and your gloves, and then you got your a layer of feathers, and it was a lot, but I thought she looked good. And sometimes you got to struggle for fashion. So I struggled a little bit for fashion.
Well, you're no stranger to being an unseen voice. You've voiced a ton of animated characters, like a ridiculous amount. That's not how your career started. How did that sort of become a path for you? Like what led to that?
I think because I started in music, I have a real great understanding of, when you're singing, you have to overdub yourself, sound exactly like yourself 2 or 3 times over. That's how we did in the old days. I don't know what they're doing with all the computers now, but back then you had to literally be able to sing and keep your pitch and all of that. So things that I learned when I was younger about voice technique and stuff, it just translates to voiceover. And then also if you keep your sense of make believe as an adult and you still have a bit of whimsy in you, you're able to create the sound of a squirrel or whatever. So that when I was acting, it kind of led to, well, you sound great as Shirley. I remember someone called my agent when I was doing Community and they said, does Yvette have a voiceover agent? My great agent at Vox. And they said, I don't think so. And they were like, do you want one? I was like, sure. And then next thing I know, I'm on Pound Puppies and all these Disney cartoons and Inside Out 2, Pinch Me. So it's just amazing how it all came together. And it's literally voiceover is my favorite thing to do as an actor now because you can wear your pajamas.
Were you trying to throw your voice at all as Showbird, or were you just trying to sing as yourself the best as
No,
you?
I really was trying to sound good. I wasn't trying to, I'm like, it made this costume fool you because I'm trying to sing as best as I can in this moment in time. So
What
yeah,
what were your thoughts on the other contestants? Could you hear them at all?
I could.
Did you have any guesses of who they were?
I don't have any guesses because I don't want to say a name and actually be right. But I will say this: there's someone else in this competition if I'm right that I know very well, and I think that if I had continued on in the competition, the connection with this person would have been this costume would have been revealed.
I think I might have
And
an idea.
maybe I think I might know a couple of them really well.
You probably do.
I think I might.
Um, and if you could hop in the studio for one day and record a duet with anyone, who would it be?
Ooh. We could bring Michael Jackson back.
That would
That
be.
would be, man, to get to sing. And I want Michael around, when he was the off the wall. I want off the wall, Michael. I would love a chance to have been able to do backgrounds on that album. That's my favorite Michael Jackson album. That would have been everything. Everything.
And we've heard, rumblings of this community movie happening. Can you
Drumlings,
spill the
huh?
beans on anything? Is that happening? What's
It's
going on?
happening. It's happening, and we're all coming back, and we're all excited. And it literally, as always, has always been a scheduling thing. It's never been desire. It's never been. We're not tricking the fans. We're not trying to keep everybody hanging. We want to do it, and it just we have to find the time when everybody can do it, and that's what we're in the process of figuring out now.
Well, we look forward to that. And it was so much fun seeing you on The Masked Singer.
Thank
And thanks for chatting with Gold Derby today.
thank you. I love you guys. Thank you so much.